Rick and Morty creator Dan Harmon says edgy content doesn't age well. I don't think South Park and rap music age well. I also don't think that heavy metal, those three things, heavy metal, rap music, um, slasher movies, like American Psycho and South Park, I don't think those shows and edgy content, I don't think it ages well. But if you're talking about, there's a lot of edgy movies, edgy content movies that definitely do age well. And I'm thinking of From Dusk Till Dawn, Pulp Fiction, Planet Terror. I'm thinking of Captain Fall on Netflix. I'm thinking of the Ali G show. And I do think of Rick and Morty because Rick and Morty does get edgy. But I think it all comes down to the story. South Park is a very lazily made show. There's not much thought put into it, and it feels like they make the episodes a week before. So like they're relevant to whatever you're watching on the news. Something that I like about Rick and Morty is it's based on sci-fi concepts, science fiction concepts. So when you're watching it, the episodes can feel timeless. But if you're watching a South Park episode from 10 years ago and they're making fun of Oprah, you're going to be like, huh? You're not going to know what they're making fun of. Because the jokes now are just insults at pop culture references on South Park. Whereas Rick and Morty, there's an actual joke. He's going through the multiverse. He's looking at the infinite possibilities of the multiverse, and they reference past sci-fi movies. There's one movie apart, and I watch South Park because South Park, they put stuff in there. They put stuff in South Park that's basically real news. Don't watch the news, just watch South Park, because a lot of what has come on South Park has come to light. There was some basketball player who had died on a helicopter, and apparently South Park made had done an episode on that basketball player dying on a helicopter years before. That's why it was so weird. There's been a bunch of things on the South Park show that have been predicted. Things that have happened on the show and then later on happened in real life. So the comedy aspect and the edgy content factor is something to reel people in. But the main reason why I watch these shows and movies is because they're propaganda at the end of the day. South Park is just a mouthpiece for the commie Democrats. And that's all they're good at is acting and actors and Hollywood. So if there's one edgy thing the South Park creators have done is Team America. Like still to this day, I love Team America. That is such a great movie. They couldn't make Team America today, and the South Park people haven't made something that's as good as Team America still to this day. Not even the South Park movie, not one of the episodes of South Park is as funny as the Team America movie or Tropic Thunder. So edgy content, yeah, I think a lot of edgy content ages well, okay? But we're living in a time where people are just streaming things, right? They're getting rid of any physical. People aren't gonna have a lot of physical things in the future, and everything is gonna be digital, right? So does Dan Harmon know something we don't? Because when I think of it, there is a lot of edgy content that I like, but does it age well? That's interesting that he said that, because you could say a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows today don't do things from before 2010. Like the TV the House of the Dragon doesn't have the nudity that the original Game of Thrones had, you know? So that's all. That's all I'm saying is that does edgy content age well? Maybe not. But I like a lot of it.